Hello everyone, Sire here. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I have found a new challenge that I was very interested in, and this is the card that we're going to be creating for this challenge. This is called the Craft Roulette Challenge, and this is number 101. So it has been around for quite a bit actually. And I'll talk about that more at the end of the video. But pretty much there are 4 requirements. It needs to be a match card, which I had no clue what that was. It needed to have 3 pastel colors. It had to be a theme of quilt, and it also needed to incorporate diagonal lines. So I actually have a die from Spellbinders. It is a large die of the month, and it is for June 2021. I just happened to have it, and I was able to cut out all these straight lines, and that's all this die does. And so I'm going to just put these diagonally so I can knock off number 4 on the list. And I'm not going to go into any particular pattern. I thought I was actually, but then as I was going through, I kind of just lost track. But it is going blue, pink, or blue, yellow, pink, along those lines. But the thick and thin line, I think I lost track of what I was doing, but that's okay. As long as it's diagonal, then I'm following the rules. I am using some of that double-sided tape just so that I can get it adhered so that I can trim it as I'm going along. I didn't want to cut out a lot of strips. I just wanted to cut out the ones I need and then just reuse the same strips because they are pretty long. I only needed to cut one extra blue one because it happened to be a little longer, or I need a little longer one. So I actually really like this. Haven't had chance to use this die, so this is one great thing about this challenge was I actually got a chance to play with it. And this is actually one great thing about this challenge, like many challenges, is you are going into your stash to grab things that you may not necessarily be thinking about using. Normally for me, because I have such little time to work, I actually just play with what's brand new, which is not necessarily the best thing, but that's just what I do. So this challenge really intrigued me, and I think I'll be paying attention a little bit more. I don't know if I'll create a new card every time, but I definitely will be paying attention. And all the details will be in the description below so that you also can take a look and partake if this is something that you're interested in. So here I am just adding more strips, just moving it along, continuing with the blue, yellow, pink, in no particular pattern. I think I was trying to do a skinny one in between each line, but then when I got to the yellow, pink, I kind of lost track, and now I'm just doing whatever. I don't care. I just need to get those pastel diagonal stripes. So actually, I also knocked off number 2. So these are my 3 pastel colors. It's the baby pink, blue, and yellow. And these are Recollection cardstock. It's nothing too fancy. It does the job quite well. And the nice thing about Recollection papers, if you are interested, not the best quality, but it does come in a pack of 50 sheets, and it usually contains 3 colors. So I actually have pretty much all the colors just because I like to do things like this and I don't want to buy specific paper. So there we go, diagonal lines done. And it is a match card, almost. Like I said, I did have to look it up. I did not know what a match card was. I always just stick to an A2 size card. Now I'm going to start working on the quilt part of this challenge, and I've taken this specialty paper. It's kind of like corduroy paper. I'm not sure what you would call it exactly, and it is in silver, and I'm going to make a quilt pattern. And as I'm doing this, I'll just let you know, to make this match card, I took a piece of 8x5x11 cardstock, cut it in the middle by 4 1/4, so that created 2 pieces. And then I scored it at 1 1/2 and 6 7/8. And that was the perfect size to create this match book matchbook card. Okay, and as you can tell, I am starting to create my quilt decor, and if you don't remember what it looks like, you will soon see very shortly. I'm just trimming up some more pieces. Let's see if you can guess it. I am going to give you just a couple more seconds. And there we go. If you still don't know what it is a quilt heart. I try my best. And I just want to have a very simple silver heart. I'm taking a piece of scrap paper, and this will help me glue it all together. I'm sure there are other ways, but what I plan on doing is lifting it. If you were not lifting it, you definitely can just glue it right down to the card. And I would always start with the center one first. Get that one in there because you're going to work your way outwards. Normally I work my way from the outside in, but for this I would definitely suggest working from the center out because you want that center to be in the center of your card. But like I said, I'm just going to glue these down to a piece of scrap white cardstock because I will be propping this up. The challenge is just having to trim all that white paper off. However, because it is a quilt style, which means very jagged, squared edges, cutting this is a breeze. The hardest part is going to be in the center there, but I actually have a nice nifty fussy cutting scissors. Oh my goodness, it is getting late today. Fussy cutting scissors that work really well for very finicky spaces like that. So I'm just going to get my scissors. So start off with my big ones and I'll just trim off everything. I'm going to fast forward this. You don't need to see me trim this down. And then I'll finish off with my fussy cut scissors, which actually don't fit my thumb at all. My thumb knuckle is way too big for that, but they still work quite well. And so there's my heart. I'm really liking this. This is pretty cool. I'm glad I found that shiny silver corduroy paper. Pretty cool. I'm just thinking about what I'm going to do. I still, at this point, not sure what a matchbook card is. I have an idea because I know what matchbooks look like. Well, so I thought. I forgot that there's a staple in it, but anyways, that was the part that I was kind of stuck on, is how does this stay down? But we'll get there. And now I have these propped up. I am using just some scrapbook.com foam squares to lift that up. Next, I'm taking some silver straight peel-offs from Love from Lizzie. I absolutely love these. This is going to work really well, adding a little bit of sparkle, but staying to the true silver of the heart. So the only difference is it's, instead of being shiny corduroy, it's sparkly, glittery silver. And I just want to tie that in because there's no silver anywhere else on that card. And I'm going to prop that up as centered as I possibly can. And here we go. Now it's continuing. What do I do with this? I don't know. I don't understand. So I actually looked it up online just to see what people are doing. And that's when I found out, oh, right, the staple. So I stapled in the center and tuck that in. And then I realized I don't like that. I don't like the look of that. And so now I'm trying to figure out what can I do to hide that staple. Maybe if it was actually a pretty staple color or something, it wouldn't be so bad. But I'm not a fan. I didn't want to introduce any more colors. It didn't look good. So I just happened to notice that I had a piece of scrap paper on my desk that had this white pearlescent cardstock. It is a white pearlescent cardstock. And so I was going to trim that down and stick that on. But you know what? At this point, I don't want to miscut this because this is the only piece of this cardstock that I have. I got it from a friend's house while we were playing around. And so I did not want to waste it. So it looks like I'm going to cut it. I think about it 3 times and then I'm like, no, I'm just going to glue it and cut it off. This way, you know it's going to be the exact size you need. So definitely a handy way of not making a mistake. Just glue it on and cut it off, especially when it's something like this where it's just going to be flush to the card. Definitely much better. And that covers my staple, at least in the front. I'm not sure what people do with the back. I'm assuming you just leave it. For my embellishments, I am going to get my hole punches. This is something I love to do. And I'm just going to cut the same paper, the pearlescent paper, in 2 sizes. I'm not sure what they are, an 1/8 and a 1/4. Maybe that's how big they are. Yeah, I think so. If you look at the grid on my mat, it looks like that. But what I forgot is the sentiment. So, oh boy, this is where it gets tricky. Don't go this far and then try to stamp something. You're just asking for trouble. Especially when this is the only piece of cardstock I have left. When I'm in this type of situation, I will use my Versify Mark ink because that stamps like a dream. Now, I'm going to say I thought that, and I usually believe it, but when I go to stamp it, I tried really hard, but there was a bump in the center and I didn't get a good impression. So I tried really hard to line that up, and I think I did a good job. I was able to salvage my mistake, and trust me, that was pure luck. Normally, 99% of the time, I do not get that second chance correctly. I'm usually off. So I was very happy that I was able to save that and not have to scrap it and try to find another piece of paper. To finish this card off, I am going to just glue on these little circles. I could have added enamel dots to them afterwards, but I decided just to keep it nice and simple. And then that will finish this card off. I'm very happy with this card. This was a lot of fun, and I love this Craft Roulette. And pretty much how it works is the host, who I believe her name is Mary Gunn, will roll an actual wheel on 4 categories, and each category has a bunch of items in it to create a very unique card challenge. So in this case, it was the match card, 3 pastel colors, a quilt, and diagonal lines. So like I said, I will put the information down below in the description box so you can check that out. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this has created some inspiration, maybe a new challenge for you to join and have a lot of fun with other people. And until the next time, thank you so much. Have a great, wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.